The sun dipped below the horizon as I arrived at the remote town of Eldridge. The wind whispered through the empty streets, and an eerie hush hung over the town like a shroud. I had intended to make a brief stopover, but the unsettling atmosphere made me question my decision. It was only when darkness fell that the true horror of Eldridge was unveiled. As the first hints of twilight painted the sky, a palpable sense of dread settled in the air. The buildings around me began to shiver, their outlines blurring like a mirage. Panic gripped me as I watched in horror. Storefronts, houses, and lampposts dissolved into nothingness, leaving behind a void of darkness. I stumbled back, heart pounding, as the once familiar townscape disappeared before my eyes. I was trapped in a place that was unraveling, where reality itself seemed to waver and distort with the setting sun. Desperation drove me to seek answers, to understand the malevolent force that held the town in its clutches. With each passing dusk, the vanishing act repeated. The town structures, its very essence, would dissolve into the abyss, leaving me stranded in a desolate realm. Fear not at my sanity, as I realized that I, too, was fading into this twisted dance of disappearing shadows. I spent my days poring over old records and talking to the few inhabitants who remained, residents who had grown numb to the relentless cycle. They spoke in hushed tones, recounting tales of a town cursed by its own history, a place whose secrets had been buried beneath layers of time and tragedy. Guided by their fragmented stories, I sought to uncover the root of the curse. It led me to a decrepit library, a repository of forgotten knowledge. Among its dusty shelves, I discovered a weathered journal that chronicled the town's dark past, an account of a vengeful entity summoned through forbidden rituals. The entity had turned Eldridge into a playground of despair, a realm where the line between existence and oblivion was forever blurred. My research pointed to a solution, an ancient amulet, believed to hold the key to breaking the curse. With newfound determination, I delved into the town's cryptic history, tracking down the amulet's rumored location. Time seemed to blur, the days and nights merging into an unending cycle as I raced against the relentless approach of dusk. As the sun began to set once more, I held the amulet in trembling hands, its power resonating with a promise of salvation. The buildings around me quivered, threatening to succumb to the vanishing spell. With every ounce of courage, I activated the amulet's magic, channeling its energy to combat the curse. A brilliant light engulfed the town, pushing back the encroaching darkness. The structures fought against the forces that sought to erase them, their outlines sharpening as they resisted their fate. It was a battle between light and oblivion, reality and unreality, and I stood at its epicenter, wielding the amulet with all my might. The struggle reached its crescendo, the amulet's power clashed with the curse's malevolence. The ground quaked beneath me, the air vibrated with raw energy, and the very fabric of Eldridge trembled in the balance. And then, in a blinding burst of light, the curse shattered, its grip on the town broken. As the dust settled, Eldridge stood before me, a town no longer plagued by vanishing shadows. The buildings remained solid, the streets intact, and the curse that had ensnared its history was finally vanquished. The residents, released from the grip of perpetual dusk, emerged from their homes, blinking in the newfound daylight. As I prepared to leave Eldridge, I knew that my encounter with the disappearing town would forever be etched in my memory. The haunting history and the relentless struggle against the curse had transformed me, leaving a mark on my very soul. And as I drove away, the town's silhouette grew smaller in the rearview mirror, A place of haunting enigma that had taught me that even in the face of the most relentless darkness, the light of resilience and determination can ultimately prevail.